WWAY presents Unsolved, shining light on cold cases in the Cape Fear.
It was like being hit with a sledgehammer. It really changed everything.
From a missing persons case to a murder, after more than 20 years, a family wants answers. A 22-year-old shot while sitting in a car, and still no answers, no motive, and no suspects. And proof that your tips can make a difference. This case I featured led to an arrest and a conviction. Hello, and thanks for joining us. I'm Hannah Patrick. There are dozens of unsolved cases across the Cape Fear region, from missing people to murders. Some of these cases have witnesses who, for whatever reason, never came forward. For the next half hour, we will feature as many of those cases as we can, hoping to shed more light on each victim and crime and bring answers to their families. We begin in New-Hanover-County, a woman missing since 2000. For nearly 8 years, it was a missing persons case, until investigators received a tip that changed everything. But that tip wasn't quite enough, because what happened to Pamela Bradshaw remains unsolved.
She was just the life of every party, just happy and friendly.
Nikki Alder says her mom, Pamela Bradshaw, would do anything for anyone.
We had a great relationship. I mean, there was nothing in the world that she wouldn't do for me, you know, given her circumstances.
Those circumstances created many struggles, but Alder says Bradshaw was always a good mom.
Pam has, my mom, been involved with drugs since a teenager. That was one of the reasons why she got sent here, to try to get clean and better herself.
But on September 20th, 2000, everything changed.
She watched our daughter for us. We went to dinner, came back, and she was supposed to spend the night, but I took her back home.
When Alder dropped her mom off near Red Cross and 5th Street in Wilmington, it was the last time she ever saw her. So at what point did you start feeling weird about not hearing from her?
That night, because she was on a routine where every day she had to call me every hour on the hour, so I knew that she was fine.
Alder says she called over and over.
She didn't have like a cell phone or anything like that, but she did live with a man, Mr. Williams, so I would call his residence. Nobody had heard from her.
She says Williams saw Bradshaw that night.
And all he stated was that when I left, she went back out and he seen a white car with a blue soft top. She got in, and that was that.
Detective Kevin Whitley with the New-Hanover-County Sheriff's Office says Bradshaw was reported missing to Wilmington Police on May 31st, 2001. But the case became a homicide in 2008.
A tip came in from an anonymous caller that provided information that they believe Pamela Bradshaw was actually taken by individuals to a house in the county in the Murrayville area, and that she was killed and her body was disposed of.
It was like being hit with a sledgehammer. It really changed everything.
Whitley says detectives searched that house on Murrayville Road in 2010.
Looking for any signs of a murder that had happened, looking for Pamela's body. There was some evidence collected. Ultimately, Pamela's body was not recovered during that search, so there were still questions left unanswered.
Whitley and Alder do believe Bradshaw was killed the night she went missing. They just need help finding those last few answers that would bring the justice Bradshaw deserves.
They need to be prosecuted. If I committed a crime, I would be prosecuted.
And the closure the family deserves.
If it was your mother, your sister, your brother, you know, any family member that was taken away from you, and you have information or someone else has information, you know, please come forth. She has grandkids, you know, she has a mom that's going on 90, and, you know, before she leaves this world, I want closure.
If you have any information in this case, please contact the New-Hanover-County Sheriff's Office. In Wilmington, police are looking for the people responsible for killing a man sitting in a car in 2004. Wilmington police say 22-year-old Terry Green was shot early in the morning on June 24, 2004 on Glen Street near downtown Wilmington. Police say someone approached the vehicle and shot Green, who was sitting in the passenger seat of the car. Green later died at the hospital. If you have any information on this case, please call Wilmington Police. Also in Wilmington, a mass shooting remains unsolved. Police continue to investigate what happened on Kidder Street in April of 2021 during a party. The shooting left 3 people dead and 4 others injured. Detective Shannon Walker with the Wilmington Police Department says it happened just after midnight on April 3rd at 710 Kidder Street. 3 people were killed: Zaya Wade, Shamir Jones, and 16-year-old Destiny Rowland. Walker says more than 30 people in their teens and early 20s were at a birthday party when it happened. But still, he says police are having a hard time getting information from witnesses, and that has been frustrating for the victims' families.
I don't know why everybody's so scared. If it was their family member, how would they feel? If it was their sister, how would they feel? If it was their loved ones, let's prevent this from happening to somebody else, because I can never get my sister back. But I at least want justice for her.
Multiple people called 911 to report what was happening inside the party. To see much more on this story, go to our website at WWAY-TV3.com. If you have any information, please contact Wilmington Police, or you can remain anonymous by texting your tip to 411. Wilmington Police have made it clear they rely on the community's help when it comes to solving crimes. But a lot of times, people are afraid to come forward. As WWAY's Sydney Bushell reports, if you know something, you can report it anonymously.
The old saying goes, if you see something, say something, and you can help solve crimes and remain completely anonymous. Using the Wilmington NCPD app, criminal intelligence analyst Nicholas Hoover says community members with information can submit tips by sending messages to police on the app or over text without giving out their identity.
The technology removes all identifying information before police see the tips, and we do not receive the name, phone number, or address, so there's no way that we can identify the sender.
But just how anonymous is text 411? According to police, they wouldn't even be able to get the sender's information even if they were subpoenaed.
It would actually be impossible to get the sender's information because tip 411, that information, it's sent outside of the country.
With cases like Kidder Street remaining unsolved, it's more important than ever to have options like this, helping law enforcement while keeping at-risk community members safe.
Some people may not feel comfortable calling the police or having their name, attached to the call, or having police even meet them. So it's a great tool in order to be anonymous and actually come forward with your information.
In an effort to get more cases solved, Hoover hopes locals will use the program to end violence in the Cape Fear.
Anything helps to be able to connect the dots, and with a program like this where you can stay 100% anonymous, you can feel safe and right that you're being able to provide us the information that we need while still being anonymous.
In Wilmington, Sydney Bushell, WWAY News.
We have more information on our website at WWAY-TV3.com. There's an unsolved case in the Cape Fear that started as a missing person in Brunswick County. We'll show you why it turned into a homicide investigation in New Hanover County.